Don't miss a special book signing event Thursday, March 14th from 5 until 7 at Socialite Society inside Lansing Mall. Meet local author Yanice Jackson. She'll be signing her new book, Notes from the Trail, which is selling out quickly. This book is for readers who understand the need for self-discovery and self-belief and looking for inspiration. Yanice Jackson is the publisher of the Chronicle News and Sunday Chronicle podcast. Get a signed copy of Notes from the Trail and meet local author Yanice Jackson March 14th from 5 until 7 p.m. at Socialite Society.
Good morning and welcome to the Sunday Chronicle. I'm your host, Yanice Jackson, coming to you from Stack.
For now.
Oh my gosh. Did he do that all the way in my season 3 intro?
Sorry.
And he busted up my spot?
I'm excited. I'm excited.
Okay.
Go ahead, Yanice.
I'm going to do it again, y'all. I'm going to do it again. Okay. Good morning and welcome to the Sunday Chronicle. I'm your host, Yanice Jackson, coming to you from Stax 92.1 FM. This is the platform for community because community knows what community needs. I am so happy to be back. This is season 3.
I can tell because you went full newscaster.
Did I? I was like,
usually you're like this is Yanice Jackson. Just you do your smooth jazz thing, but you went full this is Yanice Jackson, and we are reporting live.
I mean, I hit every inflection in that piece.
Yeah,
you're like she is a broadcasting major.
Well, I mean, you did a lot of work to become it's not easy to become someone who conducts interviews and hosts a show when previously you had no experience, and you have worked so hard to become better at this than you ever were before, and you weren't terrible to begin. And now you're a seasoned vet, and you had a break, so your brain got to reset and figure out. And then you got that microphone. And you're like, "We are coming live." I was like, "Oh,
yep." And I was like, "Holla, I'm back, y'all. Season 3. I know y'all missed me. I missed y'all so much." And I'm gonna say it again. Holla at your girl. Holla at your girl. I'm back. I am happy to be here today, and I'm happy for our sponsors. Man, we got some sponsors in the house.
Who are the sponsors?
The sponsors today are we're going to say LCC, Lansing Community College, and we want to thank them for all their support and just encouraging us to continue to connect communities. And so season 3 here, y'all, and we are mixing it up a little bit here. We have to inform you of some things going on, and so I am going to step to the side, and I am going to be I'm not going to be the host this week. I am going to be the interviewee.
Get out of the way. I'm taking a mic.
All right, I step back, I stand down. Oh, my goodness. Let me hit mute.
Tell everyone. This is Span, and I'm coming to you lots. I'm going to stop playing.
It's good to see you, Span. Thank you for coming back. I didn't know if you'd have me again.
Oh,
so
I missed the hell out of you, Yanice. It's been a blast.
Can we say that?
Yes, we can.
Oh, we just can't say F-bombs.
No, we can say those too, except it depends on the format where you might provide it. But there's a whole thing where some podcasts allow swearing, other podcasts don't. They just bleep it out. But here, you can do whatever you want. But what I'm saying here is I am not going to swear.
Learn the rules so you can swear on the air.
Well, there are no rules technically. Your only concern is, are you going to upset your sponsors? And I don't think your sponsors are going to be too worried if you drop an F-bomb.
Well, I'm not going to do that, though, just because I was working on that whole thing.
I won't either.
So, okay.
And as the host, I will definitely ensure that the rules will be held to. Isn't that right, Yanice?
Okay, yes. I'm back. So what we doing today, Span?
We are going to talk about what you're up to, Yanice, because in between season 2 and 3, you've had quite a few activities, not just running the Chronicle, but actually, let's start with the Chronicle. When we spoke, we've been in contact the whole time in between seasons, getting ready for season 3. But you showed me some designs for the new Chronicle logo.
Yes.
Is that still in the works, or have you decided on a design?
This is the design. If you look in front of you, everyone, I have my latest edition of the Chronicle hot off the press, and this is the new format. We've done some rebranding, and we wanted a more sleek, modern look, something very aesthetically pleasing. Not necessarily that, it wasn't nice before, but I believe that as time changes and goes on and things evolve, you have to kind of evolve too to stay current with the times, and that's what I aim to do. So it is just a part of, I would say, the natural progression of taking over a company and growing the legacy, putting my stamp on what's something that was in place. So I'm very excited about the rebranding and expansion and such.
Okay, so new rebranding, but then there's also an even bigger endeavor that you were working on. Now, we're not going to talk about anything in your personal life because you have been, as you have shared with me, you have been through the ringer in a lot of regards, but yet still you are here. The Chronicle News is here. The Sunday Chronicle is back for season 3.
Yes.
And what is this big project you undertook in the meantime while you did all these adjustments in between seasons?
I finished up my book.
You finished up your book. Now, what's funny is when you texted me and said, I finished my book, I was like, you were writing a book? I had no idea.
Oh, yeah. I remember. You're like, when did you find time to write a book?
Yes.
Yeah, just randomly, you're like,
yes.
A book?
Well, given everything going on in your life, I was like, I don't know how you write a book and all that. Like, I don't know. But, like, you have managed to finish your book. How long did it take for you to finish this book?
Oh, goodness. Was it 16, 18 years? I started in 2006.
Okay.
And it started as just writing down my thoughts and things.
When you first started writing down your thoughts, did you intention for them to be a book, or just like a personal journal?
No, this was more of a journaling thing because I was into more of short story writing, poetry, and things, but I hadn't gotten back to that until just recently.
Okay.
I would say life happened, but a big focus of my career in undergrad was with writing and storytelling because that was my broadcasting background. That's where it stems from that. And so this, I feel like, is a natural progression for me. It started out as a blog. I saw a friend of mine in grad school. We traveled together, and she wrote about our experiences. We went to the Bahamas.
Ooh.
And she wrote about the experiences. I didn't even know she wrote about it. I just happened to see it online, and it was something I was looking up. And
I was about to say, how did you happen to come? I mean, look.
How did I happen to?
Well, you're talking about 2006. At that time, in the internet, blogs were everywhere. And there was like all these different websites providing easy access for you to just upload your thoughts and design it how you wanted. So like finding a blog wasn't easy because they were everywhere and there were so many of them.
Yeah, I didn't really know what it was until I saw my friend. Like I said, I traveled with her, and she wrote about our experience, and I think I was just looking at her website or something, and I came across when she wrote about our experience traveling, and I was like, this is pretty cool to hear it from another perspective. And so at the time, being in grad school, spent a lot of time just studying, focusing, and it was kind of a lonely time for me because it was dedicated to work. And so I did not talk to a lot of people about what was going on. And I used like my blog as a way to express myself. So that was something that I've always did, more in form of poetry. Okay. And that sort of stuff. But I took it a step further, and then after I started publishing online, I think it was like Blogger. It was like Blogger.
Blogger. I got a blog out there somewhere. So I got to find it and make sure it's not like pirated by some jerk or something.
Yeah, you should go back and look, because it's funny, like if people take those over, the types of things that can happen with that.
Oh my, I have a brief story. I had a website for myself, and I wasn't paying attention, and I stopped paying on it because I didn't do anything with it. I was like, what are they going to do? Oh, I learned my lesson.
What happened?
Before they got rid of they sold it to whoever sold it. And one day I went to my website, and there was ads for Asian pornography on there.
Wow.
I was like, whoa. What? And I was like, I can't I can't go snatch it back. Like, I let it lapse. Somebody else owns it now.
Yeah.
But now the site is dead, and it's nice. It's like, it just has no DNS entry. No one can mess with it. So you got to be careful to take care of your stuff. And if you're going to get rid of it, make sure you get rid of it.
Yes.
So that nobody else can take it over and do something unfortunate with it.
Right. And so that's really how it started as far as my journey to publishing things.
Around what time did you know this is going to be a book?
I would say 2006, after I got a few entries in and I started.
Oh, that's all it took?
It took the feedback. You know, I started getting feedback. I started sharing the blogs.
Okay, when you say sharing, what do you mean? Like just telling friends?
I would email them a link to it.
Okay.
So it started to grow. So every time that I wrote about another experience, I would talk about the experience. I'd talk about the lesson I learned and why. And people really liked it. They're like, hey, you should turn this into a book. And so it didn't start like that, but it ended up like that. And I continued to write entries. And then I finally was like, well, this is it. When I had the time after COVID-19 lockdowns and all that stuff, that's when I got back into my creative side. Of course, life's, right? It starts life, and after you graduate and whatnot, have children and all that. So I had a moment to reach back.
Well, I want to hold off on going further because we have to take a break. Yanice, please take us to the break.
Oh. Before we leave, we'd like to remind our listeners that this is the Sunday Chronicle coming to you from Stax 92.1 FM. And this is the platform for community.
Don't miss the special book signing event Thursday, March 14th from 5 until 7 at Social Light Society inside Lansing Mall. Meet local author Yanice Jackson. She'll be signing her new book, Notes from the Trail, which is selling out quickly. This book is for readers who understand the need for self-discovery and self-belief and looking for inspiration. Yanice Jackson is the publisher of the Chronicle News and Sunday Chronicle podcast. Get a signed copy of Notes from the Trail and meet local author Yanice Jackson March 14th from 5 until 7 p.m. at Social Light Society.
At Lansing Community College, I'm learning for my future. LCC offers 1- and 2-year pathways to careers in healthcare, IT, manufacturing, and other professional trades. More than 500,000 professional trades jobs will need to be filled in Michigan by 2026. So I know I'm learning for a great career. I belong at LCC. You belong here too. Visit lcc.edu/youbelong and enroll today.
And welcome back to the Sunday Chronicle. I'm your host, Yanice Jackson, coming to you from Stax 92.1 FM. This is the platform for community because community knows what community needs. And you just heard who is usually the co-host, Span, but he's the host today. So I'm going to give it back to Span because he's interviewing me today.
Yes, I am. Yanice Jackson. Oh, my God. So when we first talked about the first half of the show, we were talking about the process that led you to the idea that you had something to say and you wanted other people to know. But from 2006 to 2020, when COVID hit, you were doing life, you're figuring it out, had Liam, you're doing your life, and then at some point around COVID, you really started to supercharge the process towards writing your book. What was the impetus? Just sitting around like all of us, just like, I have something to say during COVID?
Yeah, I think it was just thinking about the possibilities and what could possibly happen after this lockdown, right? So I didn't want to leave those dreams on the shelf. Right? Like, what if I'm not here next year or whatnot? And so I really dove in deep. I rediscovered me. It's like, I feel like I reclaimed my life, or at least that was the time where I reclaimed my life and or at least got on that journey to that. And that's what the book is about. It's about a self-reflection and it's an inventory of my life, right? We're human and, we all go through good things and bad things. And this chronicles my life and what I've learned from it and some of the things that brought me to where I am and the things that helped me build character. And I wanted to share that part of me that I've really kind of kept hidden away. being in the public eye, sometimes people can look at you and think about you a certain way, not really knowing, right? And so I wanted to not only take inventory of my life, but in some parts of my life, set the record straight, you know, and not for others, for myself. This is for me. This is a book about me. But through this, I'm hoping my experiences motivate others to take hold of whatever that thing they want or that thing that they feel they can't do. I want to show through my experiences. Maybe it's not the same way you get through them, but I did it and you can too.
Okay. So 2020 hits, you're like, I can do this. I'm going to do this. How did you decide the publishing process? Because it used to be, if you wanted to get your pages out there, you had to go through somebody.
Yeah.
And you're already a publisher yourself with your paper. You already knew you have your paper and you have experience putting your work out there via that. But you decide you want to go to the next level to write the book and have that out there.
Yes.
How do you choose which method you're going to publish? You're going to go with a big publishing house? You're going to go with self-publishing? Like, how did you come to that decision process?
At first, I didn't even really know. I saw people publishing their books, and what I wanted to do was...
You mean self-publishing?
Self-publishing.
Okay,
yeah, self-publishing.
Gotcha.
And I was like, you know what? I do what I do, but I've never published a book. So I wanted to reach out. I first explored and I put my trust into someone in the community that I thought could help me. And, you know, I thought we had a good rapport and whatnot. And so I went that route. That didn't work out. It taught me some lessons and things like, you know, sometimes you have to be careful. Even if you want to support someone, you have to make sure that, you know, they have the experience and the expertise to direct you. So if I'm asking someone, I'm already an experienced publisher, I'm already a seasoned writer, and, you know, I didn't really think about that, right? I just went to the table as a novice, right? Not considering my experience. So I went, and I don't want to say blindly, but I did invest in someone else. And it didn't turn out the way I had hoped creatively, you know. And I believe that's because I didn't look to myself to do something that I really excel in. And so it can be that whole, okay, I'm kind of nervous. I don't want to say I'm nervous of success, but you know the poem about we fear not being inadequate, but being powerful beyond measure. I think it was on Aquila and the Bee.
I've never heard that, but that sounds fascinating.
Yeah, it's not that we fear. Well, you guys, I'll Google it. But
the point is, it's not that you feared failure; it's that you feared what would happen if you succeeded.
Yes, and the aftermath of it. You know.
Yeah.
It's not always, and just looking at being in the public eye and some of the things that already happen, right? Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I get a New York Times bestseller, right? What am I doing after that? Am I hiding away in the house? You know, so it's just, and the reason I say that, do you understand why I say that?
Yes.
Yes. Can you tell the audience, because I don't want to sound conceited.
Well, no, you don't sound conceited at all. Like, the whole point is, like, when you put something out there, you never know how it's going to be undertaken. And what you also don't know is how you're going to feel on the other side. Mm-hmm. If it fails, how are you going to feel? How are you going to adjust? How are you going to move forward?
Right.
If it's successful, what are you going to say? How are you going to feel?
Right.
What are you going to, like, how is that success going to manifest? So undertaking something of this gravitas is...
I like gravitas.
You're welcome.
I like that.
Not even my word. I think it was an actor, Kiefer Sutherland, said it once, and I was like,
yes,
I'm using it.
I'm going to keep that. Okay.
But yeah, it takes a lot to not just decide to do something, but decide you're going to put it out there for public consumption.
Yes.
And be ready for whatever comes on the other side of that.
Like, what's going to happen?
Yeah, a lot of people don't think about that when it comes to doing something like this. And for you, like, you're working 14, 15 years on this. You're trying to figure it out as you go.
Yeah.
At the same time, negotiating your own emotional palette on how you're going to be on the other side of this while you're negotiating your emotional palette and your life while you're making it.
Yes.
So it's a heavy thing all across the board, and it's a respectable effort to put in something like this. I have another question for you.
Yeah.
So once you decided to self-publish, what was the process of that? Because I've never published a book ever.
Me either.
Hey, you don't know till you try.
Right. And I think that was the most important lesson for me, because I was looking to for somebody, in my experience, to do something I already know how to do and do well, as far as the process of publishing something and making this finished product. So for me, in the areas of my life, I could say that I'm self-made, right? And this was something that I did a lot of trial and error with. So I talked to a lot of publishing companies. Like I said, I went and I tried the local route. That didn't work. It was more of looking to invest in myself. And what was the question again? How did I get back?
Like, what was the final process for making your book?
For making the book, I think the biggest thing was to get the manuscript done, which is a written work. Manuscripts nowadays are digital. They used to be back in the day when somebody wrote their book, you'd see a big old typed thing that was clipped together. And so it's a very, I would say almost like an evolutionary process. And it was something that I could only compare it to birth. And that's,
Lord have mercy.
That's exactly it. And that is, looking at the experience, it was so emotional, right?
Okay.
Just think about writing about some of the most intimate parts of your life, right? Things that you maybe haven't dealt with the way you would like to. And that's what happened through that book.
So you actually worked them through by writing?
Yes.
Can you give me an example of that in your book?
An example of that in my book.
You don't have to quote it. Just give me the energy of like maybe a portion of a chapter or something like that. Like, just put me mentally in the space you were when you were writing a certain portion of your book. When
I was writing a certain portion of my book, I think I was searching for answers. And I think when I got to the place where I knew the answers were within, that's what helped me to process that. And seeing that some of these times when I dealt with things, a lot of it for me, encountering people and things and challenges would be almost a reflection of, not exact reflection, or something that was maybe undealt with in my life or I hadn't really worked through. And that's what this was like. I went through a very long process. I thought it'd be done a lot sooner than it was, and it was delayed. That happened. I went over my expected delivery date with my child. And that's, if women, and you have a child that's late as far as the due date, we're like, we want it to be over, and that's what it was. I must have quit writing this book a dozen or more times during the process. I cried. I laughed. It was a myriad of emotions that I experienced, but this is the outlet that is designed in me, that was placed in me by my Creator to heal and to heal others, right? And I started to, as I wrote through this book, I started to reflect more on me. People say what it's about. It's about me. I'm not sitting trying to bash other people. It's about me. Even if the challenge or experience was not so pleasant, it was about me. How can I know pain, or how do I know love if I don't know hate, and so on and so forth. And how do I know fear if I don't know love, and so on. So that's what this was about. This is like a scrapbook of my life. And so do you want me to read like a little bit?
Please.
To give it. Okay. So this is like one of my favorite chapters. It's called Legacy of a Con Man.
Okay.
And so you want me to read like just a paragraph? Oh, I'll know when to stop. And I think it'll be natural.
This is your interview on your show about your book. You read exactly what you want to read.
I'm going to read this, honey.
There you go.
Legacy of a Con Man. I found a cartoon depiction of this person fitting because his behavior was straight out of a comic book. His name was D. Max C. McDonald of Walk the Block Productions. He presented himself as a trusted family friend and a preacher of the gospel. This may have been a bit far-fetched based on the allegation of him busting out a police car window and triple booking a gospel cruise in his hometown some time ago.
You didn't just put his name out there, you put his deeds out there too.
I mean, that's...
Hey, look, if you got the facts and you got the receipts, then I mean, wow. But like,
But I think this is about accountability for me. This is accountability. I'm looking myself in the mirror and, the things that we see in others that are not so desirable, how do we notice them sometimes, right? Have we dabbled in that? Is that part of the human experience? And I think that's what I came to see. So now, going through an experience like this, I'm a little more understanding. I'm not so hypocritical. And I know when to just not deal with somebody, period. I mean, I don't need anybody to come in and do the things that I'm already doing, right? And I don't have to have somebody do it for me in these instances when I'm somewhat intimidated. Like, I'll go back to the book thing. Hiring another person that's not as well versed with doing a task to do it for me. And I'm like, why do I do that? So I had to explore those things. Why would I do that? Am I not confident enough in myself and my skill set to take on this endeavor? And I think it's because of the sheer, overwhelming, I don't think that I was going to say overwhelmingness, but I don't think that's a word, but that's how I feel like with life, when life starts lifing. I mean, I'm a single mom with 2 kids and I've been through it. You know what I'm saying? If you've been divorced, I got you. If you've lost a job, I've got let go from my corporate job once because of discrimination after years and years and years. So these are my personal experiences that I'm sharing with people. And, but yeah, that's what the feel is. It's like a scrapbook of my life. And I'm hoping that everyone that picks up this book can relate to something in it. It's designed for that.
So if somebody's going to get your book, Yanice Jackson, how are they going to get your book?
Yes. So you can visit online retailers like Amazon.com and go on and you put in my name and boom, I come right up. Also, I am launching a 10-city book tour. And I will be coming to a store near you. Hopefully, if you're listening to this and you're not in the greater Lansing area, I will be coming somewhere near you so you can come purchase my book. I will have copies on hand. There will be copies at the store. And I have an upcoming book signing this week on Thursday, March 14th.
Thursday, March 14th. So this episode will run on Sunday. It'll be on podcast the whole time. So when you're hearing this, no, you are not that far away from seeing and meeting and having your book signed by the one, the only Yanice Jackson of the Sunday Chronicle and the Chronicle podcast. So with that, I hand it back to Yanice to close us out.
Oh, thank you so much, man. I appreciate you. And I hope to see you at the book signing so you can get your copy or you can order it and I can come sign it and we could chat it up. I'm
getting it. I just want to get it the way that helps you the best.
Oh.
We can figure that out off the air.
Okay, well, that sounds like a plan. Okay, a plan, span. Okay, span. Okay, well, let me stop acting silly. I had to get it in, though, y'all. And with that, our time is growing near, as my co-host said. I'm back in this host seat, y'all. Let's do it like that. And I want to thank you all for being here today, listening to the Sunday Chronicle on our season 3 episode 1.
Yep.
Yes, and I'm so happy. Thank you to our sponsors, Lansing Community College. We could not do this without your support. And in that, we want you to come back, y'all. Come hear us. Listen to the Sunday Chronicle again. And I'm going to remind you that I'm your host, Yanice Jackson, coming to you from Stax 92.1 FM. This is the platform for community because community knows what community needs. Make it a great day.
Don't miss a special book signing event Thursday, March 14th from 5 until 7 at Socialite Society inside Lansing Mall. Meet local author Yanice Jackson. She'll be signing her new book, Notes from the Trail, which is selling out quickly. This book is for readers who understand the need for self-discovery and self-belief and looking for inspiration. Yanice Jackson is the publisher of the Chronicle News and Sunday Chronicle podcast. Get a signed copy of Notes from the Trail and meet local author Yanice Jackson March 14th from 5 until 7 p.m. at Socialite Society.
At Lansing Community College, I'm learning for my future. LCC offers 1- and 2-year pathways to careers in healthcare, IT, manufacturing, and other professional trades. More than 500,000 professional trades jobs will need to be filled in Michigan by 2026. So I know I'm learning for a great career. I belong at LCC. You belong here too. Visit lcc.edu/youbelong and enroll today.